going to call the meeting to order and say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Cindy Epstein, Cindy Smith is here, Anthony Silva,
Here.
Haley Rhonda,
Here.
Tom Tice,
Does anybody have any additions, deletions, or anything to the agenda? Can I entertain a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll approve the agenda, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll support.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Public comment, I just want to explain one more time that it is limited to 3 minutes, which we did some time ago for various reasons. We're going to need you to come to the podium, state your name and where you're from if you have a comment to make. And we appreciate no yelling or arguing at all possible. So, do we have any public comment?
Jobs, and I'm requesting a FOIA to review the building department final inspection for the kitchen renovation, including ADA compliance. And I emailed that to you yesterday, Ms. Smith. And I'll give you the FOIA after the meeting. Okay?
Any other public comment?
I'd like my name stricken from the minutes of last month. I did not give you my name, and I did not authorize you to put it in the minutes. And I did not say resolution, I said ordinance. You passed an ordinance without even reading it to the public to know what was being passed.
What ordinance was that?
Good question.
Here, I'll go ahead and stand up for that.
Yes.
My name is Alex Branger, I'm Blake.
Aye.
What ordinance is she referring to?
We did a ordinance, and we're supposed to answer questions at the end, but so everybody understands what Gary Scott is talking about. We did an ordinance for Elkton Power to be able to continue to provide power to their customers in our township.
What's the email address I can send the request to?
Cindy Smith, if you go on, there's a FOIA coordinator. Cindy Smith is our FOIA coordinator, but if you go to our website, it's listed on our website. I don't know what.
Caledonia Clerk 1 @gmail.
Caledonia Clerk 1 @gmail.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pam McKinnon, Lincoln, Spruce. I'd just like to say that nobody knows how to follow directions here. I didn't hear anyone stand up and give their name or where they're from, but I did hear yelling that we weren't supposed to have. So just wanted to comment.
Mike Smith, this is our 5-year anniversary. It's very big.
Is it?
Yeah, and I spoke to you about 2 days ago.
Yes. I remember Mike.
Anyhow, I got this, and I did not know that we were still fighting on a township tax.
What do you mean still fighting?
Says we have lots to keep our township.
We have fought. I didn't say we are fighting. I said we have fought. Okay. Thank you for your opinion.
everyone, my name is Jeff Solaire, I live at 6915 Lakeview Drive here in Hubbard Lake. Thanks for the equipment. I just wanted to thank the board for what a wonderful job on the board has done. I drove by there in my boat this past week. It's full, Parkwood's fantastic. I appreciate it. Okay. Thank you.
Any other public comments? County Commissioner, it's your turn.
So I'm Dave Jackson, the County Commissioner for Oklahoma County for District 1, which is Caledonia in Oklahoma Township. I just wanted to say I talked before about the grant for the housing department for Oklahoma County, and we have been awarded that contract, or that grant, I'm sorry, for everything that we've applied. So we are at the point right now that if anybody is interested or knows somebody that is elderly, has paid their taxes and their insurance, they are eligible to get a $10,000 grant to update their house if they have windows, doors, roof or something. It goes through the Oklahoma Housing Commission. That's Diane Rash, you would contact. And it would be, applications are due this fall, and the work would be getting done, it'd be awarded and had to be done before December of next year. So with that, we are still working on public support for our broadband project. So if anybody wants, I have letters, and then if you have any questions on that too, I can try to answer that as best I can. The BEAD grant that we're after has an application process of this month, so it's happening really fast, and we're looking at getting a $20 to $25 million grant through the federal government to put broadband into rural areas of the counties that are unserved and underserved. So if anybody has any questions on that, I'm more than happy to address them.
How much is it gonna cost each township for that grant? Or is it just to the township?
We haven't asked nothing for the townships.
So it's just gonna be free money?
Oh,
It's, our county's not,
our,
about 300,000?
we are, it's 1.2 million,
Okay.
and that's for engineering and our portion of the match. It was a 25% match to start with, but a lot of these rural counties have very little income or money to do that. So the federal government had a formula and came up with a certain county which we qualify for a 10% match. So, for now.
As most probably already know, the North End Park grant work is almost completed. We have a couple minor things to finish up. The celebration of the park, 11 to 2, will be a grand celebration for sure. We expect a lot of people. The fire department's going to be there with their new fire truck. And fire wives, not quite know what they call themselves, will be grilling hot dogs for us on that day. Also, I'd like to thank my husband Tom. We went up yesterday and pulled the weeds out of the ball diamond over here, and he brought up some equipment and regraded it, redid the gravel and everything, and I appreciate it. And there's a success.
Yeah, it's okay. So the only thing I really had is I did fill out the reimbursement for that election that we had from the state of Michigan with the 9 days of early voting. And I got notification that $3,798.40 was reimbursed. So you should be getting that if you haven't already. I don't know if it's a check or a deposit, I don't know how to do it, but, here's the paperwork for it, so, that really helps with the cost that we have. You know, every time we can fill these out and we get something back.
Has everybody reviewed the minutes from June 12th?
Yes, and I have no problem changing Carrie Scott's word from, resolution to ordinance. I can change that.
Any other changes?
Motion to accept the, answer of the, June 12th.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear all that.
He made a
Sorry.
motion to approve the minutes from June 12th with the correction.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried. You already did your any other business, you wanna talk about the public accuracy testing?
Yes, and there will be a notice on the door. I can't remember when she said it was right offhand now. Yeah, I think it's July 25th, but one second. Do you remember?
July 25th at 2 p.m.
Is that our time here? Not for us here.
I think, isn't the county doing it?
They're doing one for early voting. Ours here is, I know it's at noon.
So it'll be July 25th, because early voting, the first day is the 27th.
Okay. I know she just put it in the newspaper also, the dates and times, here it is. Yeah. So ours is going to be, held on June 25th at noon. Yep, thank you. Let's go July, yes. July 25th anyways. Yeah, I agree with you. July 25th at noon. So if anyone wants to be here for that public accuracy, there's nothing to do, but you can witness it and watch it, so. No, I don't think so. I think I'm good. Just busy with elections. We had 193 absentee ballots go out. It was 191, but I got a few extra since then, so. So those are have been mailed and some of the handfuls already come back, so.
Just that I'm going to move the money that was deposited from the state of Michigan and the furlough shares to the money market. And I've collected taxes for about, and I've collected $117,000 so far.
Planning Commission?
Now, the planning commission met this past Monday. It was kind of a quick meeting. We're working on the training through NEMCOG. That is to be determined yet. And we went over the zoning map a little bit. I have to get with one of our residents about their property. But we're gonna update the zoning map to what we have right now because it's not accurate for what the two rezonings last year. And we set a public hearing for the new zoning ordinance for 6:30 on September 9th, just before our regular meeting.
I will be reading
For the planning commission, I will do.
and I will get that, I got the link today, and I will send it to Suter tonight, and that will be on our website, the new, zoning ordinance draft, that the public will be reviewing. And then it will be, we will be able to come to the public hearing. If somebody doesn't have internet and needs to see a hard copy, please get hold of a board member and we'll figure out a way to get it to you. You can come to the hall and view it, there will be one copy here. Also, the way that draft works, I think you correct me if I'm wrong. NEMCOG gives us a draft, and our planning commission has spent many months, years, going through it page by page, making changes in it to fit our township and what they feel is right for our township.
We went through it several times and found different things that we missed.
You guys have put a lot of time into it. It's greatly appreciated.
We were there.
Yes, it would. And also, Anthony, I just want to add that all of those changes are not in the minutes that you discussed and made.
Everything they discussed was in the minutes, and as we read was only in the book itself. There's just no way to.
And legal advice has been that we only put motions, decision, voting, public comment. So, yes. Oh boy, Jim. And he was living on fudge all week.
Yeah.
He went to Mackinac Island and bought a house. So it's good.
Hey, this is the 10th of July. I just want to mention a few things that happened on this week. Then I'm going to move on to the cemetery, but I thought these were kind of important. July the 10th, 1863, the first assault of the Confederate forces at Fort Wagner on Morris Island near Charleston, South Carolina happened today. The more famous assault came on July the 18th, 1863, and among U.S. infantry in that assault was the 54th Massachusetts Colored Infantry, that's as they were called at the time. The first African-American regiment of volunteers to see combat during the Civil War. They were commanded by Colonel Robert Gould Shaw, who was killed and buried with the dead of his regiment. And perhaps you may have all seen that movie called Glory. That assault was all about. On the 10th of July, 1942, Heinrich Himmler, the Reichsfuhrer of the SS, ordered the sterilization of all Jewish women in the all-women concentration camp of Ravensbrück in northern Germany. On the 10th of July, 1943, if you remember last month I talked about the Canine Veterans Unit. Chips, a German Shepherd military police dog, serving in Sicily with Company I of the 30th Infantry Regiment, attacked a German pillbox, forcing 4 enemy soldiers to surrender. Chips was wounded in the attack, but the dog would be awarded the Silver Star, the Purple Heart, by the 3rd Infantry Division's Commander Major General Lucian Truscott. One little thing too, Vice President Miller Fillmore was sworn in today as the 13th President of the United States. Dr. E. Taylor had passed away on the 9th. Moving on to Pleasant View Cemetery. On the 21st of June, I received an email from the National Personnel Records Center via their digital delivery portal system with the document NA Form 13038, Certification of Military Service for Martin Martin George Anger, private U.S. Army, World War II. So he passed away in 1970, so it's been almost 54 years. So now he's officially recognized as a veteran in his military service. He's taken up residency in Pleasantville, and he's in Lot 2 of the original section. And I can't stress how important it is that you have loved ones in there and they're not, so far not being recognized as veterans. Or if you do have one that passes away in the future, it's highly needed that you have any supporting documents. Give them to myself or to Cindy Smith. I'm going to explain to you what the problem is. In this form letter that I received for Martin George Anger, the record needed to answer your inquiry is not in our files. If the record were here on July the 12th, 1973, it would have been in the area that suffered the most damage in the fire on that date and may have been destroyed. The fire destroyed the major portion of records of the United States Army military personnel for the period of 1912 through 1959. 1912 to 1959. And the records of all Air Force personnel with surnames of Hubbard through the surname starting with Z for the period of 1947 through 1963, these records were destroyed. Fortunately, there are alternate records, sources that often contain information which can be used to reconstruct service record data lost in the fire. However, complete personnel and medical records cannot be reconstructed. So, it's hard. I've had people approach me and so-and-so was a veteran. Either they know where they're buried and there's no marker, or I should put a flag there. And you go through this whole research process, and then unfortunately, there is no record or an alternate resource to verify that service. So unless they can find something at home, it's pretty tough. I am not comfortable going on hearsay, because that's not fair to the other veterans that are up there. Now I cleaned and elevated and leveled 3 gravestones and markers this last month. Carl Hawkinson, Lot 84, original section. Martin Anger, Lot 2, original section. And Elmer McLeod, Lot 1 of the first edition. Now every Friday I go up to that cemetery and I check those grave flags. And my visual aid, I'm going to show you the best I can what I'm dealing with. This flag I'm going to show you is what was in contact with this flag. Contact meaning like bushes, shrubs. See the end of this flag? That's unacceptable. This flag waving and whipping against those shrubs, it'll tear it up. That's unacceptable, so that has to be replaced. This flag is what I usually find on parties when I check. This flag looks pretty good from a distance. That's what the wind does to it. It'll rip. So that has to be replaced. That's unacceptable. No longer fitting emblem to represent the United States. This is what the rain and the wind does to those dowel rods. Made out of birch. The flag was good, the dowel rod was bad. On this one, the dowel rod is good, the flag is bad. So you try to repair the best you can. Try to repurpose everything that we can. So, what I'm trying to get across here on this flag here that's ripped, threaded on the ends. This is shows you one more reason why these work bees at the cemetery is important, is to eliminate these sort of flag hazards. I'm not just talking trees, I'm talking like peonies, lilacs, there's barberry bushes, there's all kinds of these tall flowers and things that are growing and anything that can catch that flag. This flag should not come into contact with anything. Nothing. So, there's a lot of little wooden crosses and stuff up there, and I guess for good reason. We should try to eliminate that the best we can. With the plants and the shrubbery and the trees and all this stuff. One that shouldn't be impeding the visibility of that headstone or grave marker. Shouldn't come into contact with these flags. So, I've been trimming back some of this stuff on my own without being, I guess, destructive. I try to deal with each one respectfully, but I was quite amazed at how bad these flags will rip and being shredded like that. And this isn't the only one I've done. So if you got shrubbery and bushes and stuff up there, if you know is in contact with those flags, trim them back. Should do something.
Or Dr. Grave.
Dr. Grave, yeah, that'd be a good idea. Dr. Grave, go up there and clean it up and make it look a little bit more presentable. A lot of these people, they don't have any relatives here. They have nobody visiting. Up there to clean it up. Just say their names once in a while. That way they're never forgotten. I did none more headstones. I kind of got a little sick up there. I didn't know if I was going to get out of there. So. Too much fun, yeah.
Jen,
I have some questions.
we appreciate you.
Yeah.
I sent all of you quote from Michael Suter for the cameras. There was an issue with one of the cameras and Michael came up and rewired it for us. And while he was there, I had him look because I had concerns with the cameras that are there now. Because now we have a sand area, a playground area where kids are going to be, and the cameras are not picking that area up. And we also needed a better, clear picture of the cars as they went past. So we was gonna replace one camera with a better camera. So we'd be purchasing two cameras, one that had a better view, long distance link, and a regular camera. And then we'll be able to see the complete sand area, the complete playground, and we'll be able to focus in on the parking area. So his total with labor and everything, all his materials is $1,282.43.
Is that with the new cameras?
That's with the camera.
Trying to get my hotspot going.
Yeah. Child, I'll be able to see.
I'm just trying to get my hotspot going so I can. I think for liability, it's gonna be a piece.
I think for safety of the kids, if something happens, we want to see that.
That's one of the questions that went over on that, insurance when they called. Was the cameras down by a few, for one, for residents when they were there.
And then what the little pretty bit,
Yep.
Any other discussion?
I make a motion to hire Suter to install the new cameras at the North End Park.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Yeah, for the voices.
The dredging permit. We had made a motion to have R.S. Scott complete and submit the permit for the dredging, which they did, at the North End Park boat launch. I had tried to do it and I didn't have the computer programs necessary. I wish I did. The invoice for applying for the permit was $1,596. And the permit was applied for last month, I believe.
Yeah.
So I need that payment.
You want to pay every this month, is that what you're saying, or? for the
That's
next-
up to the board, I just wanted, we didn't have a dollar amount in the motion,
Okay.
but we can do that if we got it.
June 30th. Is the invoice dated? They're pretty good, they can pay 2 months. I've never had an issue with them.
Scott. Motion that we accept that.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Motion carried. For about 2 years now, we've been working on a veterans memorial at the cemetery. We have a mock-up, I shared it on Facebook a couple times. It's a half-moon slab. It's got a boulder for every branch of service and one for honoring. We got soldiers, bench robbers. I have finally I've asked a lot of masons, a lot of cement contractors in that course of time. I got 2 prices to do a 10 by 20 half moon concrete slab at the flag where we're putting the memorial. One is for $4,285.86. And one is for, did I say 42? Yeah. Okay. The other one is for 3,700. And that is,
For both places.
excavation, concrete, form, for finish, cleanup, topsoil, seed, repair of any disturbed ground and rebar.
And then what do you plan on putting on this memorial, the plaque, placards?
Yeah, that's, Jim and I talked about it today. We put bronze plaques on each boulder, one for each branch of service, and then a
Metal boulder will have a metal.
So there'll be additional cost on the road for this.
oh yeah.
I think just making sure. I don't want to commit this money and then be like, oh, guess what, it's another, you know.
No, we got to get the boulders there. Dustin and Jason donated the soldiers and some flowers. Okay. Yes, it would be approved.
So this is that money that we set aside for our go to use. Who are the two contractors? Over, local?
DFS and others.
I'll make a motion to hire the contractor for $3,700 to pour the path for the Veterans Memorial at Lakeview Cemetery.
Motion's been made, and seconded. Motion's been made by Anthony, seconded by Tom, all in favor? Aye.
Let's roll call that.
Okay.
Funds.
Okay. Good.
We'll start with Tom Tice.
Yes.
Cindy Apsey.
Yes.
Haley Rondo.
Yes.
I say yes. Anthony Soda.
Yeah.
Your phone.
I have been having trouble with my phone the last week, of course, as everyone at their tax bills. Monday it wasn't working at all, so I did some calling, and I would like to have the phone line removed from the Verizon account, and then I'd like to add it onto my own personal account. It was $29.37.
And how much is the one that you have now?
40, I believe.
So are you transferring the same phone number to
Yeah.
your phone? So your phone will have two phone numbers that will ring on it?
Correct.
So the way, so it's gonna cost you $29.37 per month by transferring it. And now it's 40.
And then it's canceled Verizon.
What are you now, AT&T?
What's that?
Are you AT&T?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's figure this out.
Can you take your phone?
But that would actually have to be paid as a reimbursement on your paycheck, because I can't pay for something though.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
Nice try.
Can you take your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion. Allow me to change your phone.
I'll make a motion to approve Haley to cancel her line with the township at Verizon and to reimburse her $29.57 on her paycheck. Did you say? 30. Or, no, you said it right, I can't read it on the glasses. Without $29.37 on her paycheck.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Everybody's reviewed the bills to be paid?
Yes.
Any questions? That is our,
No, he's talking about in the bills to be I Scott. Yes, this is reimbursable through the grant, right? Yes, I marked on the bills to be paid passport grants, so you would be clear which ones those are in road funds, because the road funds are different money, and the passport grants were reimbursable. So there was 2 or 3 different passport grant, and there was a couple. Yeah, John Henry was another one. So those will be our final, we'll have our final submitting, right? The final draw for reimbursement.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills to be paid.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Motion's been made and seconded, all in favor? Motion carried.
Tom, good. I have to speak up, Tom.
Okay. Fourth comments. In regards to public comments. Julie Grubbs, I do believe you already made a written Freedom of Information request for that, okay? There's a process, that process started today, and Cindy will follow it and fill it, or do whatever she needs to do.
So I sent her an email explaining the process. Did you get it?
Yes, but I didn't know if you needed this yet too.
Yeah, it's nice to have it. I can't, we changed it at one point that we could accept and we couldn't accept verbals, but either way, I'm gonna fulfill it for you. So if you have it, great, I'll take the hard copy, but I'll still honor it as received today and yesterday. I don't have a problem with that.
And
Yeah, I'm looking for my, oh, I got it this morning. Something I want to talk about. Go ahead, please.
Harry Scott, if you attend a public meeting and you speak in a public meeting, it's part of the public meeting. So you are talking, I am now talking. Yes, we can put your name in the minutes, it's our policy, we've been doing it. It is as it is. Yeah.
I'll second that.
So I have the email from MTA where I asked that exact question, that's what I was looking at. It says, there's nothing that requires this township to put names in the minutes, but there is no promise to not put names and comments in the minutes. It's whatever your board has always done that you should continue to follow. So they can't just speak and request their name not be in there.
It's up to you.
Because that someone asking for something to not be in the minutes is the same as someone asking for something to be in the minutes. It is the minutes of the board, not minutes of the public. So the board decides what's in it or what's not. That was the exact answer I got.
Okay.
And I can forward that to you guys if you would all like to see it. I can send it.
Anything else on that one? Also, Carrie, there is no requirement for us to read an ordinance in a public meeting because it is going in the paper and will be published and will be on the website, which it already is, for the public to read. If board sat and read those ordinances,
I did it.
Maybe you should let us see the ordinance before you pass it.
Some of those ordinances are pages and pages long.
like ordinance,
It's public knowledge, come up to the table and read it.
but the whole thing is it's not passed over, went through the public process.
Yeah, it's got a,
It has to have a public.
and it's gonna be word for word in the newspaper. I think Phyllis, I talked to you, you saw copies of other ones.
Yeah, published this week, it wasn't last week.
Right, so it's in the newspaper. I know I talked to Phyllis about it because she saw there was multiple other townships in Alpena that did the same exact thing we did. So, and none of them read their ordinance word for word. And I'm glad to sit here, it was in this one, so thanks, Phyllis. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I asked NTA about it too, and they said absolutely not. I clarified it since there was question if we were doing it wrong. Oh, you did too? Did you get the same response I did? Okay.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.